today is thief. It's nice to know people. A platypus? Oh, it's a crossover. Hold on. Give her the platypus. Yeah, you know. It's nice to know people.
Oh, let's go.
There can be no life without order. Good, evil, darkness, light. There must be balance in the universe. Such is the decree of the Charred Council, an ancient body charged by the Creator to preserve the very fabric of existence. But the balance has been broken. Even now, Earth smolders in ruin, fallen to the demon lords, and the Destroyer carves a new kingdom amongst his mighty chosen. Some say the Horsemen War triggered the apocalypse.
Bullshit.
To Earth, unbidden, and doomed all of mankind. But what of the other Horsemen? Fearless enforcers of the Council's will. What of fury, strife, and death? To know those names, you must first know another. Nephilim, cursed union of angel and demon. The Nephilim took countless realms of the sword and burned them to ash. But 4 amongst them grew weary of the slaughter and feared their conquest would imperil the balance. And so a truce was made. The 4 would serve the Council in exchange for unimaginable power. Thus were the dreaded Horsemen formed, and the Riders' first task was to purge their own brethren from creation, to annihilate the Nephilim and destroy their souls. Let us now cast our gaze to one amongst the 4, not War, who lies chained at the Council's feet, professing his innocence, but one who would save his brother above all else. He has many names: Kinslayer, Executioner, Death.
Like I said, text to you, Lucia. I never had an issue with the definitive edition. It literally every time with a damage display, it never caused a crash ever. I think they patched that out.
Death swore that he would resurrect humanity, but he knew not how this might be done.
The 360 skill always crashed my game. That never happened for me. They patched it out, probably.
Of secrets.
But then again, I am playing this on PS5, so you might see that smooth wood texture on a PS3 game. Patched in, I didn't know. Yeah, it could be patched. Like, that's why I say don't just because the game crashes, don't think that it won't be patched out. It will be patched. Although I do like it when a game does not require a patch. Anyway, let's ride! But yes, I'm playing this game on hard mode. I think the harder the difficulty, the more rarity of loot you get. I can't go further with the spare, so purse time. Oh, would you look at that, anyways? You can buy horse boost. I did not know that. Ow, jerk! Whoop! Still got my old God War skills. Just call me God Slayer instead of Kitten Slayer. Bye, I'm gonna let my stand hands open the door. Never mind, open the door for me, thank you. Usually I only do horror mode if it's an RPG in New Game Plus and always have the best hero if I'm skilled enough already. I am skilled, but I prefer playing a horror mode because if it does increase the rarity of stuff you can get, I might as well do it. But when I played on hard mode, I'm gonna be honest with you, I found out the drop rates of health items is very rare. Like I barely got any health potions and stuff. I had to stockpile on them. But I think I have auto loot on, so I can actually see. So when I get a loot, it will let me know. Looking at games in general. I mean, yeah, like again, like you said, it's either when you got the best hero or you're skilled enough. Usually for me, it's like, I like to have it because of challenge. Like Dread or Bayonetta 2 or 3. Okay, Dread, that's different in my opinion because how freaking punishing it makes you if you screwed up one bit. But then again, that's Metroid in general. And bye, Butch! I'm gonna say bye, Butch. Whoop! Hammer time! Give me my boots. Give me my boots. My squeaky boots. Whoops. But the death, that's one thing I will say that's a bit of a criticism. You have to like sometimes stop to let death to like get in the direction you want to go. There was one bit where every time I try to like get away, I keep dying because of a stupid freaking puzzle where if you get hit by this one thing while trying to climb up, you die instantly. Oh, is it like Devil May Cry 2 where if you keep dodging, you can keep the combo going? I remember in Devil May Cry 2, the freaking, the getting the S rank is so hard to get in that game. You always have to keep dodging and then keep attacking just to keep the S rank, and that's like abysmal. Dead. Oh, waffle stick? Oh, thanks. Don't know if I like hazelnut as much, but thank you. DNC is your #1 franchise. You stream me every game except DNC. Well, because with DMC, here's the thing. I gotta focus if I want to say stylish. And playing the game, if I want to show you the whole game, it's going to take a lot of focus. Especially right here, where in this game, I think I need to be in focus mode too. Whoop! Whoop! Oh! There's something so gruesome about the Death going to his Reaper form and just decimating his enemies. Still disappointed no amiibo support. I have 5 Metroid amiibos. Yeah, kind of disappointed they didn't do that, but then again, it's Metroid Prime. Do you need amiibo support on it? Yeah, I know you can get the Yeah, then again, you should give us the Dread suit. But then again, that is a sort of spoiler. So could just give us the normal Dread outfit and then have the the Phazon suit be the Metroid outfit. Or if you ask me to do a Metroid Prime 2 remake or remastered, as they call it, make the light suit the Metroid suit. Yeah, DS2 always has an anime vibe with the battle animations. It's just no Death aura. I always call it Death from Castlevania, because you remember there's a little boss named Death. I wish I could stream Castlevania Lament of Innocence. I stream my childhood game front and back. You're probably two my favorite too, or often my favorite. Yeah, well, for me, it's the number 3 that's always my favorite. Like, I know Bayonetta 3 is going to be one of my personal favorites, despite its rocky bits of the game itself. Because I actually have seen a video from Foxcade, who actually did a review on the Bayonetta games, and Devil May Cry in general. I started seeing the cracks of Bayonetta 3, but that won't stop me from liking the game. Wait, God War 2, Bayonetta 2, Xeno 2, Prime 2, Twilight Princess. Can we count Twilight Princess as Wind Waker 2? Wait, no, Phantom Hourglass is Wind Waker 2. Never mind.
Keeper of secrets, I need your help.
I helped you once before, Horseman. Look at me now. How I cursed that day. How I curse you.
Careful, Crowfather. I'm not here to put you out of your misery. Not yet.
I know why you've come. Your brother, the one called War, he's been imprisoned by the Charred Council and awaits their judgment. For dooming the Earth. For mankind's extinction. Why should I care about your brother's fate?
Because you know the truth. Your secrets can save him.
The Council will condemn War. Strip him of power, let him rot in oblivion. To hide the truth. My secrets cannot prove his innocence, Horseman.
No, but they can help me to erase the crime.
Bring mankind back from extinction. Madness.
If it's madness, who better to show me the way?
Should a way exist, you will find it here.
The Tree of Life. Let me pass.
Not yet. That which you gave me, you will take it back.
In exchange for its secrets, you agreed to keep the amulet.
No. The voices, they curse and threaten without end. They cry to return. You must destroy it!
I cannot.
You annihilated their flesh. Why do you guard their souls?
Open the portal.
You will not pass while I live.
So be it.
Alright, you asked for it.
Here your brethren are trapped in eternal torment. Do you wish to join them? And what of War? Would you kill your brother to save your precious balance?
He is innocent.
Are you so certain?
Now this I like. They give you a rival battle right early in the game. And I think this is the only rival battle you get. Wait, this was part of the teaser? Oh, from the PS3 demo? I didn't know there was a PS3 demo. Ah, okay, don't back up. Okay. Come on, brother, that you got? I always do love it with the scythe that Dev has. It's two mini scythes that split that make one big scythe. There's something so cool about it. Like, look at that! You can see the freaking handles of like his base scythe. You can see the handles on it that connects to it. That's really cool. Where you going, big boy? God, hanging him up like that, Jesus.
Open up the portal. Your secrets die with you, old fool.
My secrets, but not yours.
Ah, God, freaking, generate.
The uncountable worlds of our universe swirl in an endless abyss. Many worlds ravaged by time or conflict are swallowed by the abyss, returned to the nothingness from which they were formed. But others linger for eternity, on the brink of annihilation, that creation might be balanced with destruction. And in the final moment of battle, death was banished to one such world, in the autumn of its life, yet not far from the edge of darkness. Had death been sent to his doom, that answer would be found in the horseman's future, and in his past.
Be still, horseman. You are wounded.
Don't touch my Waha Blast!
Your arrival here is a bad omen. Yes. Troubles me greatly.
Old one, there's more trouble ahead if you don't start making sense. Where is the Tree of Life?
Life? This world is dying, lad. Choking on chaos and corruption. We can do
I think
nothing
Dev
to
has
stop it.
diabetes
Soon,
weakness,
the
considering he's got that
great
crystal
tree shall
thing
perish,
stuck on his
and
freaking
with it,
chest.
the last of my people. Is that not what brought you here, Pale Rider?
I seek the tree, for chaos and corruption don't concern me.
We'll concern you soon, buddy.
It seems they do concern me. You fight well, but this corruption can't be beaten with a blade. Seek out the Forged Sister. Ask her about the fire of the mountain. Help her, and she will help you reach the tree. As for me, I must return to my work.
And who are you to command a rider?
I am a maker, older than even the Charred Council. These hands have laid the foundations for many worlds, but that was long ago. And now, they but hardly know the touch of
Pizza,
stone.
pizza, 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 pizza,
I am not
pizza, pizza,
curious
pizza,
as to
pizza,
why
pizza,
I
pizza,
seek
pizza,
the
pizza,
tree.
pizza, pizza,
I
pizza,
would not
pizza.
presume to question one of the four, but yes, tell me.
I must restore humanity, to redeem war.
Heaven and hell battle upon the shattered earth. All creation trembles, and at the center of it all stands your brother.
He is innocent.
I never said he wasn't. The tree holds power over life and death. If you would resurrect humanity, then you are headed in the right direction.
Yeah, I know.
Be
You beat
warned.
him, and you actually get like another side quest, which allows him to allows you to go after 4 extra side bosses you can fight. But some of them you can't access until you have the right stuff to fight them. You level up? Yeah, I know. So what I know from the Reaper gauge over there, that once we reach the 5 levels, we get the Reaper mode itself. And then once we reach the 10 levels, we get the counter, and we get the final one, we get like a stronger version of the Reaper gauge. As for me, personally, I'm going to stick with one particular one I like. Harbinger. That's my favorite area. Too bad you can't summon your horse there. Yeah. How to do triangle on this? Munty. Must be funty. In a witch man's gunt. Munty. Must be funty. I only take mage only for the boost. I kind of do that too. Although there is something I'm going to do later on where if I start thinking I might need to do some range combat or just have like some magic in my disposal, I'm just going to switch styles. It's kind of a shame that there's only 2 main styles. I could have seen a third style you could have introduced. Yeah, vanilla pizza, just pepperoni and cheese. Yeah, you can't blame pepperoni and cheese. That's a great starter. Munty. Must be funty. In a witch man's guns. Hello there.
The Reaper. It's about time you came. The Makers are dying, and our realm.
Wait, Bliss?
We're all that remain.
Or Kano? Or whoever this voice does? Actually, no, now that I think about it, when I consider in the Reunite trilogy and Spyro, it's Moneybags.
A field of enemy dead before me.
And what glorious end awaits you hiding behind these gates?
You cannot fight corruption, nor can you harm it. You can only kill those it has claimed. Every blow I strike against corruption.
I have a feeling corruption is this game's equivalent of
Muse on that, Ryder.
Of like Darkfall stuff or whatever. Yeah, give me this free skill.
My favorite.
Munty. Must be funty. In a rich man's guns. Yeah, I know the move. This one reminds me of Warrior's Armor, but bigger. Yeah, I can see it.
I can end your troubles, Maker.
Well, this blade is more ancient than you.
I will break it, and you, down to size.
Ah, dang it. Yeah, it's a one hit and he just takes you out. So I'll do it when I'm leveled up enough to where I can just decimate him. But I can beat him around level 2, so I think level 5 I'd be able to beat him. Man, shut up, Dante. Remember, I'm level 2, okay? And I'm playing on hard mode anyway, so...
Maker's beard. The rumors are true. A horseman in the Forge lands. The name's Alia, and that's my brother Valis. We are.
Like, remember, Dante, I'm playing this on hard mode, and hard mode does not fuck around. I learned that the hard way. I thought I was like, oh, is this gonna be tough? Tough, and then I realized when I was playing hard mode, oh yeah, it's tough.
Silenced by the hands of corruption. But in its depths, we once crafted the dark towers of hell and the cities of heaven.
Now you make trinkets?
And you, one of the 4, now seek the aid of the Makers? I guess we've all fallen from high places.
Aloy. I think it is. I don't think it's Aloy's voice. The voice does remind me of Aloy, Luthia. But if I have to ask, her voice kind of reminds me of Horizon from Apex.
Power, the heart and the soul of stone. But corruption has taken them, and now our forge.
Yeah, I can hear Horizon from here.
Why
Okay.
does this concern me?
The way to the tree is lost, barred by corruption. You can no more leave this place than we. Restore our forge, and the tree can be reached.
I don't follow your reasoning.
We are makers, not warriors. But we are not without our weapons. Before the forge was lost, we crafted a mighty creature of soul and stone. A colossus to fight this corruption. But to awaken him
Look how
requires a maker's key.
muscular the white
And we need
shin.
our forge to craft them.
Hey. She has a bust. What are you talking about?
Man of no words, your brother.
But hardly silent. His voice is the ring of the hammer and the roar of the white flame.
Yes, he works while you talk. What is this cauldron?
A temple built in the shadow of Stonefather's Peak. There, the fire of the mountain was.
I probably want to play Horizon Zero Dawn just to make a point of why I think Aloy's better than Abby, just for the sake of it.
And towards the cindery peak of the Stonefather. There, you will find the cauldron.
I may have need of a blade.
Is your need greater than ours, horseman? I think not. We fight for the survival of our realm and our kin. Prove worthy, and mayhaps we can do business.
Alright, fair enough.
Good luck!
We've been awaiting your arrival, horseman. Your shadow has long hovered over this realm.
Many know the Reaper, Old One, but I don't know you.
We are the builders of this world, but corruption seethes at its heart and destroys in days what we shaped over eons. Adar does his best to soothe our pain, but our souls yearn for only one comfort: death. We are without hope.
Tell me, Shaman, what is corruption?
Whoa.
I only know what I fear it to
LGBT,
be, that
all that
corruption
is corruption.
hate given life, and that hate does not come from trees or stones, but from ourselves.
If you want to know what's worse, trans people call all others who actually do care about gay people, they like to call them transphobic. I don't get why they say that, but that's corruption indeed.
You despair, Old One, and yet raise life from the earth.
I am a shaman, bound to this task even as our days darken. We are as the vines, coming to root, then to flower, and then to decay, dropping seeds upon the dust. a circle everlasting.
I'm waiting for you to laugh
I
at my
cannot
joke,
stop
Lucy.
it.
I literally just made a
Nor
joke
can I
on how
stop
the
you.
corruptive, like, you know, the quote-unquote woke society is. Not to say
Tell me more about the tree
I
of
am
life.
The
transphobic.
forest
Is
around the
the
tree
fact
has been
is somebody needs
corrupted.
to start
It
getting the
hungers.
grip
You
of
cannot reach the
understanding the
tree,
difference
not with
between what
breath
an
still
actual
in you.
transphobic is.
The path of a brother troubles you. It is your past, but also your future.
Oh.
Stone, wood, iron, these are the gifts of the makers. Horseman, do you ever doubt your future?
No.
So one like yourself would set out to change a fate that displeases him. That is a long and dangerous path, even for death himself.
How is that your concern, Shaman?
Only that I am skilled at crafting talismans. If you gather the proper materials and return them to me, I'll make a potent talisman to aid you on your journey.
What do you require?
Because you have a
Stalker's
DS1
bone,
save. I don't
mordant
have
dew,
I don't
and
have a
carved in
Darksiders 1
stone.
save. I have a
It is
Darksiders
not a
3
simple
save, but not a
charm.
Darksiders
Where can I
1.
find them?
Somewhere in the Forge Lands. I rarely leave Tristone, but that pup Khan is always out exploring. He can tell you
So
more.
it's whatever, if you played any Darksiders game, it just comes back here. Which, in that case, good. Garbage accessory? No, hold up, Lucia. I know the accessory itself. It just boosts the amount of the amount you can get out of your it boosts the amount you can get off of your Reaper gauge, if I remember correctly. Which is not bad, honestly, but when you get other accessories, yeah, it becomes garbage. But it is useful for a little boost of your Reaper gauge when you're not fighting bosses. I might play another hour in this game, and then once that's over, I might see if I can look up any other games I might play.
Horseman, you'll find not that way, but trouble.
Do what you must for your kin, old one. For mine, I ride to the cauldron.
Well, if you fancy your corruption waist deep, that's as good a place as any. You know, there's a reason this gate is here. And if you were a friend, I wouldn't let you pass.
Reaper is too short anyway. Well, it's short, but it takes a lot. It deals a lot of damage for against a bunch of the enemies, and most of the enemies you can just shred with that Reaper form. So it makes sense why it's short. Besides, how fast the freaking form can attack? Yeah, it should be short, considering it's supposed to balance it.
Plenty left. Enough to stay clear of the cauldron. The ancients filled it with right nasty traps. But one so clever as yourself will surely elude them.
Duke can lift that. Not long enough, too fun, not fun. Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about a Reaper gauge. Well, here's the thing what I say with rage modes. You gotta balance the power with the time limit. Like, if you're gonna have a slow but powerful form, you gotta make it long. That's understandable. Like Wars, you gotta make sure that's long. But for something like Deaths, no. You want to make sure that thing, like, considering how fast the Deaths Reaper form can strike, should make sense. By the way, hey there, William Birkin. Hey, William Birkin, what's going on, buddy? Monty. Must be funty. And a rich man's guns. might see if I can look up any games on my library and see what I can stream that I know we both play. By the way, the boss in this area over here eluded the crud out of me the first time. You wanna know how I figure out how to get to the boss? Dive underwater in one of the areas. I was like, oh, come on! Locked, but not. There's always an alternate. Fluid and quick, just when I like it. I don't know the invisible bug, so I can't tell. I played the Xbox 360 version before, and that was from my stepdad's 360. The current one I have, you know what I'm talking about, Lucia. Steven. Ugh, I love the heavy weapons. Like, I love the axe weapons. I like, you know, the claws, but with the axe, ooh, that felt good. Invisible giant insects? That'd probably be a pain in the freaking butt to fight. Right, I like how Death never has a set of armor that fully covers him. Like, you know, that's not like fully armored. He's always got an armor that has like shoulder plates on it. So he's more of an agile fighter than a powerhouse. Like where War is more of a powerhouse, Death is a swift person, and I believe Fury is more of a get up your face and just destroy you type of deal. Now, if I remember correctly, I gotta come back here with this thing, because you won't be able to continue on unless you have it, because over there. Fully shows me you have a specific accessory. Key. The colorful gems thing. I probably think you should do them because I actually learned that they do give you buffs. Ooh, experience. Yep. Oop. Ooh, that was close. Find red gems for damage, green for health. I'll feed him to the golem. Yeah, I know about that. I might need to start doing that at some point. Because it's one of those collectibles. It's like the freaking... Oh, by the way, Hello, this guy's annoying for me. Because of that move freaking sucks. I know you move, sucker. Let's finish this, shall we? I thought so. Hate those guys, especially when they're bunched up together. They can be annoying as a pain in the butt. And remember, this is hard mode. Like, if it was normal or easy, I wouldn't have an issue, but it's hard mode that way they get tough. This was a boost down, remember down, skill though. Ah, okay. Munty, munty, munty. Must be funty. In a wish man. Whatever. Yeah, no, this goes with Volgrim. Bye. The freaking boss I was looking for was right down here. I think I can fight it, but you gotta trigger the quest first, so I'm not gonna trigger it just yet. Also, my god, Death can swim like nothing new. Even Fury can't actually swim like that. Like, I never know how to get to that chest. That chest is always eludes me, but then again, I realize it's up there. Like, right there, so I'm gonna do that real quick. Oh, hold up. Boatman coins. I never figure out that they respawn, because there's only a limited number of boat coins, I think, that I ever found, and I don't know if they reappear anywhere in the game. If they do, then I am completely dumb. Once it gets to an hour, I'll stop here, because I might actually want to make sure I take breaks. Maybe I'll look into a game, maybe I'll play. By the way, Luthia, I really wanted to show you, I know you probably don't want to see it because it's based on a cartoon you don't personally like, but it's SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. Oddly enough, when I heard that game, people say that it's like a really great licensed game, as is the Collectathon, and I was like, okay. And then when I started playing it, I was like, oh, now I see why people like this game. Like, despite being a SpongeBob game, it's really fun collectathon. Like, I kid you not, it's a collectathon. Like, that's the one thing I'm always miss in, like, current generations, that there's very lack of collectathon games. And I see that game, and it made me go, oh my god, I see why people love collectathon games a lot. It's like a freaking scavenger hunt. I mean, then again, I did play Mario 64, and it did help me. I don't mind, I just won't be as invested. I mean, then again, well, remember, it's a collectathon game, and I don't buy a collectathon game. I don't care if it's licensed, if it's from a series that either somebody, if I don't like. The fact is, if the game is really fun, I won't be bothered. The good thing with me, Lucia, I am very, very pleased with some games. Like, let me be honest with you, I prefer playing the game for its gameplay than rather its story. Unless the story is really good, I care more about gameplay. Whoop! Ah, love an execution. Like, it's oddly, like, I'm not kidding you, Lucia, the Alpha Game Bound oddly freaking fun. Like, you expect from a licensed game it's supposed to play very terribly, but no, it doesn't. And THQ Nordic, I know the same people who also make these games. I've been working on making remasters of classic PS2 games and also like Nickelodeon games. One of them that made me go the most happy for it is one of the games that they say they're going to try to remake in the future maybe is the Attack and the Power of Juju series, and I grew up with that series, so I'd be happy to see that. And I'll let you know about Attack and the Power of Juju. It wasn't a cartoon. It started as a Nick game first. It was started as a game first, then get its own cartoon, which happened around the point when the series was starting to deviate and, you know, get old for people. And it's such a shame, too. I do like attack games. Attack games are really fun. All the hidden gems in London Mall. Sorry, there's the power gems. I will find those. Transformers Autobots, Decepticons on DS. It was my favorite game on the DS and was a licensed game. So was Transformers Devastation. That's a licensed game, but it was made by Platinum. Actually, I didn't even think about it. I know that in Transformers Devastation, whenever you strike at an enemy and you finish the combo, it gives you a little bling on like a character, like a little shimmer of light that tells you you can press R1 and you do an extra damage combo. Did Astral Chain did that first, or was it Devastation that did it? Like Transformers Devastation. Because if Devastation did it first, then we can say that Devastation did it before Astral Chain did. So we can say that freaking Astral Chain took something from Transformers Devastation and made it better, and made it interesting. I think there was a couple other games I might have seen. When we reach the 1 hour mark, when we reach around that, I'm going to start looking at the games. Getting too late to change games again. If you stop the stream, I won't join again. Well, just more for me to look for the games, because once we start the stream, I'm going to look at the games and see what I'm going to stream again. I will continue streaming these games at some point in the future. I will play these games in the future, but I just want to see what games to show off, at least. I already know me and you play Darksiders 2 a lot, and that's something common for both of us, so for the sake of keeping things interesting, I'm not going to do that. No, the Michael Bay game movies from DS, Transformers. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, the movie games. I'm talking about with Transformers Devastation, that was a licensed Platinum game. Like, that was a game that was made by a licensed, brand, but was made by the people who made Bayonetta. So you can say Platinum Games was my first introduction to Platinum Games was Transformers Devastation. think that got me and why I got into like a bit of a nitpick with Bayoneta's Witch Time, because in Devastation, it had a game's equivalent of Witch Time in that game, but it did it for every single attack.
Not another one.
You're the Nephilim, the one they call Death. How did you get here?
Took a wrong turn. It appears I'm stranded here with the rest of you.
If you seek the cauldron, you should know that it fell to corruption fair long ago. I can still feel the fire itself rumbling deep in the earth.
I'll take my chances. Your shaman has offered me a talisman if I bring her the materials.
You'd be wise to accept then. Her craft is mighty powerful.
Where do I find Stalker's bone?
You'll find stalkers prowling the cauldron. Should be simple work if your name is any indication. Say, if you're headed in there, you mind doing something for me?
Yes, I mind. Aren't I doing enough already?
Perhaps, though it seems to me you're doing right enough for yourself. Our benefit being a fortunate side effect. Well, if it ain't much trouble, I left an old metal platter in there. With the image
A
of
metal
King Hammer
platter?
inscribed in the center. Not much to look at, but it was my journeyman piece. Last thing I ever forged.
Dish?
Didn't
You want
eat,
me to bring you a
eat
dish?
enough, eating something else?
Well,
Okay, good.
Sentimental value. If you find it, I'll make it worth your while.
Yeah.
Different than the others.
If I remember correctly, all the bosses do drop a unique loot,
I could say no
unique
less for
like
you.
pile of loot. Like they give you a
Folks
unique
around town
weapon,
call me Puck.
similar to like how Borderlands does it, where it's
For
like
my own name.
you complete the certain quest and you get a unique gun.
Is then.
Speaking of which, I need to play Borderlands someday. I forgot I played the crap out of Borderlands.
Why not restore the fire yourself?
I might stream on when I come back next weekend, because I gotta leave for the week at Monday, Luthia, so I'm gonna go back to my mom's house. I am going to try to keep my PS5 here, so I can come back here and keep streaming. So I'm planning to stay here for the streaming if my mom does not get the internet stuff. You know, just to keep things continuing. Alright, before I do anything, I'm gonna grab the loot over there. I will stream Borderlands. I actually need to play that because I know Dante did give me the money for the first games, and I basically have all games. I just need tomorrow if you stream again. Good. Okay, I'll do Borderlands when we stream again. I'll probably do the first one since I played that first before, but Borderlands 2 was the one I played the most, so I'll save it for that. Open sesame. Also, one thing I will comment if we do stop, I do love that whenever you stop at the game, whatever point in the plot comes up, it says the journey so far and tells you what happens, just to give you a little, just to help you know, if you haven't played for a while, I'll let you know what happened. Ain't any Zelda first dungeon the freaking linearest? Yeah, the journey so far thing, I do love games that do that. I think Skyward Sword does that too with Vi, where it's like, you haven't played a game, you can actually ask Vi about your mission objective in that moment. Really useful, I'll be honest. A really good, useful thing. Like you say all you want about Skyward Sword, but it did a lot of things right. Like, they actually make a water temple actually freaking fun! Although the water temple wasn't that bad. Water temple wasn't that bad at all. Like, come on, guys. It's like this... You know, the thing that makes me laugh the most is that in Spyro's case, everyone has an issue in Spyro 2 with that one freaking phrase, trouble at the trolley, eh? I really don't get the freaking issue. Like, yeah, it's hard, but it's not that freaking difficult. Like, it's not Dark Souls level difficult, you idiots. And now I'm like, I realize with the Water Temple and Ocarina of Time, I'm like, it wasn't that hard. It was just confusing to navigate. Like, that's the only thing the Water Temple that everyone just says is hard, but they neglect the fact that it's a maze. It's a freaking maze. That's what the tricky part about the water temple. You gotta raise the water up and down, just like get through the area, and that part can be confusing in its own way. And rest assured, there is the game to grab another water temple for me here. Or when? Oh, still got it. You play it and give you up the same matches about Samuel. Huh. Jerk. Often in Zelda, Water Temple is my favorite because this requires you to backtrack and think your path. It's not a linear one. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not supposed to be that. It's not that hard, and everyone makes it out to be as oh, this temple is freaking hard. I can't understand it. It's like, what the flying heck? Like, even someone with autism, and it's saying much, someone with autism can see how easy the water temple is and get through it no problems. And that's coming from me, because I have done it. Like, everyone makes it out as like a freaking, oh my god, this place is so hard to navigate. Just, that's the point. It's a maze. It's a freaking maze. What are you talking about? It's like this, it's where I start realizing that the fans can say all they want, like, oh, the DMC reboot is bad. It's like, yeah, but bad in story, but in combat? No, it's DMC all the way. I wish I got the reboot. The reboot would be one I'd be playing definitely, because I do like the reboot. Call me a contrarian or whatever you want to call me. I don't care. Because all dungeons are a temple, all linear, all dungeons are like mini Metroid. The dungeon treasure allows you to explore more of the area. Yeah, that makes sense. Same here. Woo! Woo! You saw that? But, yeah, they are like mini Metroids, you do make a point. They open up more of the areas, but they do open up more of the overworld. Like, if I remember correctly, the bow and slingshot in Ocarina of Time allow you to do the firing range minigame, which allows you to get a buttload of rubies and a piece of hearts, especially one of the quivers. See, they don't share their own opinions, so they repeat what others say. Like, here's the thing with me. I do repeat what other people say, but at least I have my own opinion where it's like, yeah, the DMC reboot is bad, but I still like it because it did some stuff right. And say what you will about the reboot, I still like it. Like, I say for the demons, they don't look like almost ghost-like figures, well, most of them. But most of the demons in reboot look more like an actual demon, like, they look like a freaking... They look like this equivalent of the enemy. They look like the corrupted in this game. Have like a blob-like exterior that kind of makes it demonic itself. Which Twilight Princess the treasure will be useful outside their respective dungeon. That's what Wind Waker does. When you get the bombs, you get the cannon. When you get the grappling hook, you can actually go out looking for buried treasure. They use the items like as you expect, and that's what kind of upsets me that you hated Wind Waker, because it literally does that. Like, I mean, then again, I haven't played it, but I started noticing details like that and made me go, oh, that's cool. Alright, my phone died, so you see a two there. Spinner only in its temple, ball chain only in its temple, gale boomerang only in its temple. Like I said, in Wind Waker, they do use those gadgets in more ways than one. Like the grappling hook, Yeah, you still have the grappling hook, but now it acts as a way to hook up treasure when you're in the boat. When you have bombs, you have access to the cannon, which allows you to start taking out some of the sea monsters that hold out special items and special fairies. Remember, there's too much water, not enough playable area? It's open area, that's the point. I don't mind, like, here's the thing with me, Lufia, I don't mind an open world. It's that you gotta handle it properly that bothers me. Anyway, I'm gonna try to look at the games real quick before I stop the stream, so I know what games I'm picking up before. I know I'm picking up Borderlands to pick up for you, so I do love me Borderlands. I might pick up Jedi Fallen Order. I might actually want to stream that someday, because I actually want to play that and try it out myself. Star Wars, basically, is telling you. Maybe more Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Maybe we'll do that. We'll actually officially beat the game so you can see everything. This time with no freaking French dialogue. Can I keep it in English, please? And maybe I'll stream a bit of Killing Floor 2 just for the sake of having fun. My phone died, so I gotta charge it though. Give me a second. So I have my plan on what I'm gonna download soon. So I might stop the stream soon. Not now, soon. Just let me charge my phone first so I can read any of your stream texts. The Force Unleashed always interests me a bit. Well, that's why I want to play Jedi Fallen Order. I want to see if that interests you in a bit. Because from what I'm being told, the game does have a bit of a Metroid-like style. Because here's the thing, that game does not have Fallen Order does not have any it has a lot of backtracking for items. But you can't you don't fast travel in the game. You come from one planet and you gotta make your way all the way to the end just to grab the item. Thankfully, it's sort of like a Dark Souls as people say it, but I seen it as like it's not that Dark Souls much. Though the harder the difficulty, the more it gets like a Dark Souls. But there is multiple difficulties, so you can play it in story mode, which I'm not doing. I'm playing on normal mode. You have the ability of the Force powers, which you can get. You get a little robot companion. And that's about it. Killing Floor 2 is one game I'm going to show off just for the sake of just, seeing me goof off. Maybe if Dante has it, I'll probably stream it with him. What's one other game? Yeah, Borderlands, I'll play. I'll play Borderlands 1 and 2 for the sake of, having you a chance to see both games aimed and entwine. See how many times you can start realizing, oh, hey, I remember that guy. And I'll try to get my disc for Borderlands 3. Even Cole and Infamous 1 walks like shit. His pants always made me laugh. Yeah, Cole does look like he does look like he just got he wet his pants. Like, oh my god, I just straight up wet myself. I'm going off what I'm spec you're saying in the stream thing because I'm kind of trying to get everything ready here. Sorry, trying to get my phone back up before I continue on before I stop the stream so I can read all your texts. I do have the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games, but I'm gonna start from 2 if I ever do the story for those games. I really wish I could stream Tales of Berseria. Ratchet, I guess. I'm playing Ratchet and Clank regardless, Lufia. That's my childhood. It's literally my childhood. And they even update the game for free armor, so I'm gonna start doing that when I get into the chance. I did pre-order that game. I might as well make the best of it. Besides, we haven't beaten it, and I haven't finished beating the game itself in stream, so it's best for me to do that. Like, I'm gonna stream Ratchet. Like, Ratchet and Clank is one we're gonna stream, and I want to stream it, I'm gonna try to 100% it. Just for the sake of it. Alright, I checked the stream stuff like that. I read your text and stuff like that. Kariko Island small. Well, Kariko Island's supposed to be small in general. All the islands are supposed to be like little mini areas in the game. Me to my childhood, just the graphics pushed me away. Well, here's the thing with me, Lucia. It's still cartoony to an extent. Like, let me put perspective. They say it's like a Pixar film, and honestly, I prefer a game that's based off a Pixar film than a Disney film. Like, I'll play Ratchet and Clank all day if I can get more of this Pixar-like animation, like graphics. I will take that any day, other than stuff like, the uncanny stuff that we see in some games today. Like in realistic games. We see all these realistic games acting so realistic, while Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, in my opinion, does the realism in a much fun, interesting way, and not look so weird. Like when I look at Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, I see realism, but I see cartoon. Like it's more close to cartoon. Yes, Ratchet, because I still played all of them until Nexus. Nexus still looked like cartoony for me when I saw the graphics, honestly. This is coming from someone who played the games back to back, has them all over here in my collection. So believe me when I say that with Rift Apart, um, yeah, I'm sensitive to Uncanny Valley. At least Rift Apart doesn't do that. Rift Apart doesn't feel uncanny to me. Like I never had an Uncanny Valley situation. Not my stinking charger. Nexus was the last one I played, and it started getting too realistic. How did it get too realistic? It was the same graphics as it was in Alpha 1 and Full Frontal Assault. Like, it went full cartoony. Like, it went full cartoon, in my opinion. Why is that, like, getting too realistic? I get that you see his fur, but at the same time, is it that bad? Is it so bad to see a furry character seeing its fur? Even Sonic shows his fur. What's wrong with that? Like, I'm trying to process that. Because as being uncanny, it's not ugly characters Skyrim style. It's because it's so realistic, it's bad. No, here's the thing with me, Lufia. Being so real does not make it bad in graphics. I always say that if you're gonna go on the realism, you have to be specific with the realism. Like Call of Duty or Battlefield or something like that, like shooter games like that. You can keep the realism all you want, but in games like fantasy games or cartoony games, you need to keep the fancy. You need to keep the fancy part still. Sound like we didn't see the fur? We did in Frontiers. I noticed the detail. You probably didn't, but I did. I noticed the second I saw Sonic's design, I was like, I see his fur. I see the freaking quills on his particles. I can see every single little quill, and I love it. If here's the thing with me, you want my full opinion on the realism thing that you probably get a bit of an issue on? Where it gets Uncanny Valley for me with realism is when they're showing real life people's faces. Like, when you show real life people's faces, it becomes uncanny. God War managed to avoid the uncanny, and I'm impressed. Yeah, okay. That one, I can say that nails the point of it being uncanny, because it looks so good. It looks so good, and it's contrast with all the freaking fantasy stuff right there. It contrasts that thing. It actually complements the character, the human models with the beast models. I just don't like him. Okay, I'm entitled to my opinion. No, 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 no. No, it's not that you're entitled. I'm just telling you how my opinion is with the thing, because I want to let you know where I stand, so you can understand because when I hear your stuff, it kind of makes my mind go, how is it that bad? Because keep in mind, Lucia, keep in mind, I play too many games that are too realistic. I played info-mature games way ahead of my time when I was a kid. Like, back when I was a kid, you want to know my first few games besides Ratchet and Clank? God of War and Devil May Cry. I kid you not. I was straight up caught in that mature state immediately when I was 5. So that's why I grew up with God of War and Devil May Cry, and why I am very, 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 very very much of a critic when it comes to those games nowadays, because I love those series. And when something does it wrong, I will note it down and say it. Something like Ratchet, I definitely would do. Spiral, yes. Crash, and I will watch you on Ratchet, but I don't like the realistic graphics. I think you don't like how it looks so realistic. It looks like a Pixar film, but I can understand your opinion on that. But if you ask me, give it time to yourself, and you can appreciate it better. I love Assassin's Creed Saints Row God, where I said I was able to hold with realistic games, but now it's too much. I mean, then again, with the game back then, like around the PS3, I can see why you can hold it back. But if you were to say that back in the PS2 era, no. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I saw Saints Row 1 and 2's models again, like going back, I look at it and I'm like, ugh, they look ugly. Like not like ugly, like uncanny ugly. I mean like, ugh, why do they look like they just melted Play-Doh or something? Why do they look like Play-Doh? But that's how my opinion is with that whole realistic thing. I don't see it as a by realistic. I mean not cartoon. Well, with the part, it's still cartoon. Because here's the thing. That's why I mentioned about realistic games. Like this is why I'm also trying to not deviate. If you can stop giving me a moment to not deviate for a moment. When it comes to realism, if you're going to give me realism in a fantasy or cartoon-like game, you need to keep the cartoon aspect there if you're going to have the realism. Like, look at Tales of Arise and Sonic Frontiers. They still kept the cartoony aspect of that, or any aspect for Arise's case, while having realistic graphics. And it's the same applied for Rift Apart, in my opinion, because when I look at it, yeah, it's realistic, but I can see the cartoon in there. Like, I can see Ratchet's ear flapping when he's falling. I can see his face look like he's just actually like he's widening his mouth up, but it's going to his sides of his mouth. Like, it's not like Sonic where it's like it's always one side. It's like both sides, but it looks so like cartoony in its own way. And when you see like how the enemies, like you see their eyes just when you knock out like one of the beetle enemies in Ratchet and Clank, you suddenly see their eyes just bulge out when they just get knocked out. That's cartoony still to me. And they can still do that in like some games like Rift Apart and stuff like that, which I always did love. Like that's the point about with cartoon stuff with me. You gotta keep the cartoon stuff in there if you're gonna present realistic graphics. Like the squishiness of an enemy, seeing them squish of an enemy, like a bug-like enemy, squishy. That's always cartoony to me. You see an enemy gouge, bump their eyes, or their neck just stretch out when they get knocked out. That's cartoony. When I see when I see a character's expression looks like they're just yelling, but they look like they're widening their mouths so big, I see that cartoony. Metroid Prime Remake is super realistic, but not live action. You wait until you see Samus's design in the with the completion stuff. I'm probably gonna have to ask you that. Be fair, I kind of think it's better than the original, but at the same time, still realistic. I don't like it. Here, check on PSN and said sure. But I'm stopping that stream right now. 3, 2, 1. Sorry for that little rant.